Hi everyone, it's Galina. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I will focus on Distress Oxide inks and some basic stamping and die cutting. I will use 4 different colors of oxide inks. Full supply list you can find in a video description. If you're planning to start your own oxide collection, I recommend to get basic colors at first. Some blues, yellows or greens. These inks mix with each other perfectly, so you will get a variety of colors even with few ink pads. And then you will see which colors you need the most. Because full palette consists of more than 40 colors. They coordinate with the regular Distress palette, so if you have few of them, you know what to expect. So I start stamping on a white watercolor paper with flower stamp from Ivory Alley. I'm not thinking about any clusters or composition, I just want to enjoy my stamping process and get messy, art background. I want to stamp some flowers in multicolor, so I applied second color over the first ink layer. I decided to have dirty fingers instead of dirty ink pads, but you can use a sponge or Tim Holtz blending tool. To clean my stamps, I'm using a wet cloth. Distress Oxides are water-based and cleans easily. Also, I'm using a lazy masking. I simply cover one flower with piece of paper and stamp second image. I'm filling the white gaps using small paintbrush and ink. Now I'm done with all my stamping, and now I'm adding a lot of water with my spray bottle. I want to mix all colors a little bit. And oxide inks react with water as well as distress inks. Now you can see how all colors start moving. In this time you can use a paintbrush to control all color mixing or add more water on some flowers. I also really enjoyed the process and made 2 more backgrounds behind the camera, because I want to experiment with different amount of water. Next, I'm adding sentiments to my cards. This one is from Altenis Superscript 2 stamp set. I'm stamping a large word and few small with Versamark black ink. If you don't get a nice crisp image on a watercolor paper or any other textured paper, use a black pen to fix it. To finish my card, I'm adding drops between flowers. I find in my stash colors which coordinate with oxide colors. Until the drops dry, so you can easily remove them from the paper. For my second card, I choose sentiment from Label Love stamp set. I stamped it on a white stripe using Versamark black ink. Also, I decided to embellish my card with one more flower. I cut it using Altenis Fantasy Floral die out of 3 different cardstock pieces. I used same colors as on my background. I'm gluing flower on the background using liquid glue, so I will have some time to position it and add leaves under the flower. At last, I foam mounted sentiment on my card. For my last card, I use same stamp set, but this time I'm stamping with Distress Oxide ink. Because it's also a pigment ink, I'm getting a perfect crisp image on the cardstock. Next, I'm cutting it out. For more accurate look of a sentiment, I am applying same ink on all of the edges. Next, I cut out a word hello from a glitter cardstock, and I want to add a dimension to both of sentiments. So I cut out one more word hello out of 2mm foam, which I covered with double-sided adhesive called sticky sheets. It's a thin sheet which helps to adhere delicate die cuts on all surfaces. At last, I glued both sentiments on a card. Here's a closer look on all 3 cards. At last minute, I decided to add black Nuvo drops on this one. If you like this tutorial, share it with your crafty friend and don't miss a new video. See you soon!